that allowed her to see what was opaque to most others. As Horowitz documents, among the books in Frieden's library were Thornstein Veblen's iconoclastic Theory of the Leisure Class and Simone de Beauvoir's Tour de Force, The Second Sex. In addition, she had a marked-up copy of Friedrich Engel's 1884 essay, The Origin of the Family, Private Property, and the State, in a compendium of works by Engels and Marx. It included the following passage: "We see already that the emancipation of women and their equality with men are impossible, and must remain so as long as women are excluded from socially productive work and restricted to housework, which is private. The emancipation of women becomes possible only when women are enabled to take part in production on a large social scale, and when domestic duties require their attention only to a minor degree." Alongside Engels' words, "when women are enabled to take part," Frieden scrawled, "along with men." No ordinary housewife, she. To be sure, Frieden grasped the malaise that she observed among suburban housewives, not to speak of her own discontents. But she also deployed her rhetorical skills as a journalist when she artfully wrote that this was a problem that has no name. Race, in the United States, presents quite another dilemma, a problem that had been misdiagnosed and mislabeled. A problem, one might say, with the wrong name: race relations. Let us examine the origins of this deceptively innocent designation. In their book Racecraft, Karen E. Fields and Barbara J. Fields unpack the hidden and perverse meanings embedded in race relations. Invented in the late 19th century heyday of the Jim Crow regime, the term race relations finessed the abrogation of democracy and the bloody vigilantism that enforced it. They continue, in a cognate maneuver, the formula race relations drew a sentimental curtain of Old South symbols across the New South's class relations and politics. While the curtain concealed the South's cheap labor, black and white, it also muffled the noise of anti-democratic struggles to build white supremacy. This is the surreptitious racecraft that conceals oppression in a fog of theoretical abstraction. How is it that we apply such benign language, race relations, to such a malignant problem? It is rather like diagnosing a melanoma as a skin rash and prescribing a topical salve. Indeed, putting the wrong name on a problem is worse than having no name at all. In the latter instance, one is at least open to filling the conceptual void. In the first instance, however, words lead us down a blind alley. They divert us from the facets of the problem that should command our attention, and as the analogy to melanoma suggests, they lead to remedies that are ineffectual or worse. Sociology can hardly be accused of turning a blind eye to the problem of race. However, as Franklin Frazier pointed out in 1947, the first two treatises on sociology in America were pro-slavery tracts. Since then, sociology has produced a vast canon of learned scholarship on issues of race and racism. One might ask, with Kierkegaard, whether this is a case of seeing and still not seeing. What is the conceptual lens that the sociologist brings to the study of race? Does it illuminate, or does it obscure? And is this obfuscation ideologically innocent, or does it provide perverse justification for the prevailing racial order, which is one of racial hierarchy and domination? And what are we to say of a scholarly field of inquiry whose very name, race relations, is an artful